Well, welcome everybody once again to SoCo Chat, a podcast where we talk about all things concerning this beautiful corner of California we know as Sonoma County. I'm your host, Paul Gullickson, Communications Manager for the County of Sonoma. And as you know, if you've been following our podcast, the county campus here offers a variety of resources and services to the public. But today we're going to talk about one that not a lot of people, I think, know about or maybe fully understand. And that is the subject of our conversation today, the Sonoma County Law Library. In today's interview, we will be talking with Nikolaos Pelekis, a Sonoma County Law Library Manager. And before we get to Nicholas, though, I would like to remind our audience of our weekly trivia question. And today's question is for you, is related, our guest today is Greek. So we're going to have a question about Greek mythology for you buffs out there. The question is usually portrayed with individual is usually portrayed with a blindfold, sword, and scales. We know her as Lady Justice, has been a longtime symbol of the U.S. judiciary system, our system of justice. But after which Greek goddess was she based? If you know the answer to that, call us at 565-2242 or email us at publicaffairs@sonoma-county.org. And if you're correct, you'll receive one of our SoCo Chat coffee mugs. So you don't want to miss out on that. So with that, let's get on with our discussion. Welcome, Nicholas.
Hello, Paul. Thank you for having me here. And I think I know the response to your question.
Yeah, you do. You do. I'm sure you do. But I appreciate you being here. I know you have another Greek trivia question for us today. What's that?
I was thinking about what's the Sonoma County city that has the name of it has Greek roots.
I like that. Mm-hmm. We're going to throw that one in, and I'll throw in a coffee gift card if anybody gets
extra
that.
Points for this?
For Pete's Coffee. I will. I'll throw that in if they can answer that one as well. So our I think the first question in everybody's mind is, why does the county have a law library, and what is different about this in our public libraries?
Mm-hmm. So first of all, every California county is supposed to have a law library.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yes, and it's actually public law library. Mm-hmm. What does it mean? That by law is required to have a law library. Now, the problem is that because of the funding, not all counties have a law library. We are very fortunate here in Sonoma County to have one of the best law libraries in the state. And I know this because I have visited pretty much 80% of the law libraries. I have been going around to see what bigger law libraries offer, so we can offer it here in Sonoma, and how I can help smaller law libraries in other counties. So we are very fortunate for our jewel of the North, California here with our law library. So the law library is a place that any individual who lives in Sonoma County can visit. I'm going to usually give some examples. Let's say that you have a dispute with your landlord, or you have a tenant that has been difficult, or you want to start probate somewhere, or you have been evicted, or all these legal questions that people come up with pretty much every day. And unfortunately, not everyone can afford a lawyer.
Right. Even just to call somebody to get an answer to a question.
Exactly. Yeah. And also not everyone is poor enough to qualify for legal aid. Right. So the majority of people are out there desperate looking for some help. So the law library is the place for them to go. Our doors are open. We are open every day, Monday to Friday from 8 to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. People can go there and ask their questions. We have no income or any other criteria or topic criteria. So they can be there anytime, any day, and ask their questions. Now, are we going to provide responses to every single question? No, but we know how to
help people.
This is a library, right?
Yeah.
If you know the way to the library, you know the way to responses to your questions.
Yeah.
So we have all the resources there, and books or online resources that people can be guided, and they can find help to their legal questions.
That's great. So you answered my next question, which is, anybody could use it. Member the public can come in, but I imagine lawyers use it too, and others, professionals.
At the moment, because we keep records of who's attending the law library daily, first of all, I want to say that we have more than 10 to 12,000, that was last year's records, of people visiting the law library every year. The majority of them, about 70%, are self-represented people. 30%, 35% of them are lawyers that they live in Sonoma County and they work here. But we are also proud of helping these people as well, because the lawyers that they usually use the law library, a big law firm, usually they maintain their own little library, and they do not have the need of the law library. But the solo practitioners, they cannot afford, obviously, to update every single book. And usually, if you think about it, I usually bring the example of the old lady in the big corporation that they need representation. So a solo practitioner lawyer is most likely to represent the old lady than the big corporation. So we are proud of assisting these lawyers that they actually assist the part of the population that has the most need.
And this is a place, from my understanding, that you don't need it. It doesn't necessarily be a place to get answers for a legal dispute, but that's often a great reason to go there. But if you're maybe have questions about you're starting up a business, you have business questions, you want to know how to transfer a deed title from somebody in your family to somebody else. Those are the kind of questions I can help with too, right?
Exactly. Also, our friends in the recorder's office, they send people to our library
to research
every day from right across the street. People go to the recorder's office exactly like to transfer a deed. They know the people that they work there, they cannot give any legal advice, obviously. So they say, go to the law library and you can find help there. Now, do we know the answer to every question? As I said, no, but we can, based on their story, based on their question, based on their specific situation, we can see what form works better for them. Or we can always send them or guide them to the right clinic or to the right program to talk to a lawyer and find the right solution.
Well, let's get into that a little more, because in addition to having extensive collection of legal journals and whatnot, you also provide a variety of services that the public might not be aware of, and such as you provide help getting passports. I wish I'd known about that, because I'm running all over town trying to get my passport last year.
Yes. So
you're right across the street.
It is true that we're one of the only two passport acceptance facilities in Santa Rosa. So it is the law library and the post office. I don't want to say anything about the post office, but obviously when you go to a library, it's a better experience. So there is a big need. People are desperate to apply for their passport because it takes some time for them to receive the passport.
But you even do the photos, right?
We do also the photos. We have a photo booth there that people can come and take their photo there. So the way that this works, it's they can just give us a call at the law library at 707-565-2668, and they can schedule their appointment. People who don't work with walk-ins, they have to be scheduled because they need to bring with them specific documents that they are required for their application.
Right, and you can walk them through that.
Exactly. So we provide all the information. We schedule the appointment. They come and they leave on time. We're very proud of this. And there's plenty of parking, free parking here at the county. So people are very satisfied with our services because we prepare them in advance, and they come there and they finish like in 10, 15 minutes, they are done.
Yeah, I want to emphasize that the law library here is right here in the center of the county campus, right over near the new Justice Center that's being built. It's covered in white right now, but just across the street from the county administration building. You're right there at 2604 Ventura Avenue.
Exactly. And most people might be familiar with the voters registration office.
Right down.
So we share the same building. So this is where they're going to find us. It's easy access and plenty of parking.
Well, fantastic. Well, another service you offer, and I'd love to hear more, it's called Lawyers in the Library. What's that about?
I think this is one of the most important services we provide. And as I said again, very proud that not very many law libraries offer this. So what this is 3 times a month, actually. We used to have this once a month, but we saw that the need is out there for different areas of law. So the first Wednesday of every month, we have the general law. The second week of the month, we have family law. And the third, we have employment law. What is this? This is, we have obviously licensed attorneys. And also, I want to say from the beginning that I hope that your audience bears with me with my thick accent. And
I love
if
it.
you don't understand anything, please call the law library. I will explain it. So this is an extraordinary service, as I said, because the public has the chance to see a lawyer for 20 minutes for no cost and ask the questions they want and get the guidance. Again, these lawyers, they're not their lawyers. They're not going to represent them or anything. But a lawyer can tell someone, you know what, the story that I hear, you can possibly do A, B, C, D.
Right.
I usually encourage people write these things down and then come back to the law library. And if you tell me, the lawyer told me to do A, B, C, then I can definitely help you to do this.
I see. Okay.
So now we do this 3 times a month, every month for many years now. And we see more than 200 or 300 people a year.
That's
this
great.
Is also depends on how many lawyers we have to volunteer. And actually tomorrow, we record this today. I don't know when it's going to be on air, but tomorrow we're going to have the lawyers in the library in Windsor Library, because we have it 1 month here at the law library, and then the next month we go to a different library all around Sonoma County. We want to serve population.
You rotate around
in Cloverdale, in Petaluma, in Sonoma, the city of Sonoma, Sebastopol, Hillsborough, anywhere.
Yeah,
so we do this every month in a different library.
And you can go on the website and see the calendar, the schedule.
It's very easy. If people just Google Sonoma County
Law Library.
Law library, this is our website, and they can find information there.
Okay.
But if they just Google lawyers in the library, Sonoma County, they can find every single event and the location and the information about this.
Well, that sounds fantastic.
It is a very, very,
I'm thinking
very
of all the times I could have taken advantage of you guys. And I'm hitting myself. Well, tell us a little bit about your structure. How do you operate? You're not necessarily a county agency. You're a little bit unique. Tell us about that.
We're a special district. I will talk about this. I just want to very briefly mention that besides the lawyers in the library and the passport services, we also have the California State Library Park Pass service.
Oh yeah.
That means that people can go at the law library and they can check out and rent technically a pass that they can visit any state park for no cost.
That's fantastic. How long can you take them out for?
Depending where you're going.
Yeah.
If you come on Friday, for example, and you're planning to go on Saturday at the Armstrong Woods in Guerneville, you can rent it for the weekend and bring it back on Monday. If you're going to LA and you want to visit the state park there, I mean, we negotiate this and we rent it out for a specific amount of time.
And does it cost anything?
No. Anything that I'm talking to you
Those
about
are all
today,
free.
It's cost free.
I like free.
Public library.
I can afford free.
And we also have the Law Library e-booth, the program that we call a Law Library e-booth. And this is, we know that after the pandemic, and especially, there's a lot of people that they attend their hearings, court hearings, remotely, or their evaluations for court hearings. And many people, they are, older population don't know how to use Zoom.
Right.
Or some people, they do not have computers. So we offer our equipment and our space. People can come there, book an appointment and come there, and we will connect them with their hearing and everything.
Yeah.
Again, no cost.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Of course.
I also want to mention, you also rent out conference rooms if somebody needs to have a place to meet and in private, or you'd have.
This is true.
Yeah.
We have a large and small conference room, and the prices are very reasonable. Or not just reasonable, they are just to say that we got something out of this.
Yeah.
So people feel free. I mean, it's a library. We cannot host parties, but you can rent the small or the big conference room for meetings,
like a family meeting or something. Yes. Yeah, no, I love that. Well, I do want to get back to the question of how you're structured. Who sponsors you and all that?
So the law library, the Sonoma County Law Library, it is a special district.
Okay.
So that means that we are part of the county and we are not part of the county.
Right.
We technically follow the county policies and probably 90-something%. The difference is that we are governed by our own board of trustees.
Okay.
Our board of trustees, seven members, 5 of them they're judges at the Sonoma County Superior Court.
That makes sense.
And 2 of them are appointed by the board of supervisors. Usually we recommend people and they approve them or not. And one is a lawyer, and the other one is the vice president of the Empire College, the law school here in Sonoma County.
Okay, all right.
So technically, we come up with our own rules. As I said earlier, the law library exists by statute. So we have the laws, the bylaws
Right.
that govern the law library, but we make our own decisions
Yeah.
a little bit more independently. That's why I'm saying is a special district. And you said who sponsors us? That's a good question. The public libraries, the public library is funded by the state.
Right.
This is not the case for the law library,
Okay.
unfortunately.
All
That's why, as I said in the beginning, there are many counties that they do not have
Because they can't
a
afford
functioning law library. And this is why, because our main, like 90% of our income revenue comes from the filing fees, which means what? If you decide to go to the courthouse to file a complaint or anything, you go there, you pay $400 or $500 to file a complaint, and we receive $35 out of it.
Okay.
And this is our revenue.
Yeah.
This is not for all cases; it's only for civil cases. And this is how we receive. And that was another reason that we have the passport services, because the passport services gives us an income that actually allows us to be open and to function like a library. I just want to say that, just giving the example so you understand how difficult this is, that Lake County, for example, the annual funding that the law library gets is $25,000. And you imagine that with $25,000, I spend here $15,000 a month to update the books. Only to update the books.
And that's per month.
Per month.
Yeah.
And then the people that they work at the law library that need to be paid.
It's just not going to work.
So I'm always talking with local representatives here. Our state senator here, Mike McGuire, who is his district is also Lake County. When I told him about this, he was like, how can we talk about equal access to justice for all Californians when Sonoma County has our library and Lake County has a law library that barely operates and other counties have no library at all. It is a subject that we have been working on this. We, meaning the directors of all the county law libraries, we got some extra funding for the past 2-3 years, but every year we have to work hard.
Have to fight for it.
Fight for this to get. And hopefully one day this will change. And
well, the more we talk about it, the more you realize what an incredibly valuable and important resource this is for people to have and to know about and utilize, because
and we accept donations, right? Donations.
Important part. Well, tell us a little bit about how long have you been in this job?
How long? I think my first year was 2017, if I'm not mistaken.
All right.
Yes,
it was an exciting year for the county. And what do you like most about your job?
Oh, it's an adventure every day. You never know who's knocking the door. What's the story going to be? My background is legal background. I'm a lawyer, and the difference is that here you have to deal with so many different people every day that technically they're not your clients, so you're not responsible for the outcome. So you try to do your best every day without having this frustration of the outcome. Not obviously you're going to do your best, but what I'm saying is that being a lawyer is such a responsible job. How can I say this? When a client comes to your office and brings you the case, the documents, you technically hold in your hands his family, his life, his property,
there's a lot of
his own life, right?
Yeah, you want to help.
So it's not enough to be good, because we may be the best lawyers in Santa Rosa, right? But if we go to the court one day, you and I, guess what? One is going to be the winner and the other is going to be the loser. Despite we're both great. So it's not enough to be good every day. You have to be the best. So that frustrates things. And so here at the law library, this part is missing. So I'm enjoying doing what I love, which is helping people and being on my subject, like my object, the law. So without having this frustration. So I can do this freely. And also, as again, you never get bored. It's a different
You never have the
story
same
every
story.
day.
Yes, exactly. And you're fighting for justice and truth. So, well, good for you. Well, Nikolaos, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate this conversation. I love hearing about what you do, and law library is such a critical service for our public. So as a thank you gift, we'd like to give you one of our SoCo Chat coffee mugs.
Thank you.
And to our listeners, we'd also, like you, as always, I give you a chance to win one of our SoCo Chat mugs for answering our trivia question. As a reminder, our question today is, after which Greek goddess is Lady Justice, our symbol of Lady Justice, blindfolded, based on? Which Greek goddess? And for our bonus question is, what is our question again, Nicholas?
What's the city of Sonoma County that its name has Greek roots?
Okay, Greek roots. Yes, that's your bonus. If you get both, you get the mug and a Pete's Coffee gift certificate. I'll go get one. Anyway, if you know the answer, call us 565-2242 or email us at publicaffairs, one word, at sonoma-county.org and submit your answer today, and you'll get a chance to win those 2 prizes. And if you have any comments about this discussion or any other segment that we have had on SoCo Chat, please email us at that same address, publicaffairs@sonoma-county.org. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you all, and we hope you continue to follow us on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, and, of course, YouTube. We'll see you next time. Thank you, Nicholas.
Thank you.